Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Jaycast podcast. I'm your host, Jay.
And Jay.
Well, yeah, I'm your host, Jay, and then that's your other host, Jay. How you guys been doing this week? Been a pretty interesting week, right, Jay?
Yeah, very interesting week, man. Banks, the world, seems like it's coming to the end.
Ciara's breastages.
I mean, her
just...
breasts showing everywhere.
Yo, what do you think about that? You imagine First off, Russell Wilson, dude, you're Russell Wilson, bro. How you think she got? You think he told her anything before he left the house?
Nah, man, I don't think so, bro. For a woman to come out like that, nah, I don't think so. I think that she expects her man to not see anything.
Well, for those of you who don't know, which apparently me and Jay seem to have been the last ones to find out, Ciara went to the Oscars party, the Vanity Fair Oscars after party, with a see-through blouse, no bra, and had panties.
Damn.
Now, we might have enjoyed it, but we're not married to her, so we're not supposed to be enjoying it, right? Or the audience.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and, you know, the problem with that is like, yo, once you're married, whether you're a man or a woman, you're representing like something. You're representing the brand of the family.
Yeah, you're representing the relationship and how you guys carry each other, how you guys respect each other as well.
Yeah, so you imagine if Russell Wilson was hitting on women right in front of her, that would be disrespectful.
Yeah. Right?
But when Ciara dresses like that, with her breastages out, that's like an invitation to other men to look. That's also disrespectful.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what she's thinking, bro. You got a successful, rich, very attractive, clean-cut man. You know what I mean?
Maybe she's hungry for attention. I don't know.
People are saying she's planning her escape route already, trying to book with half his cash.
Can she replace him? And,
it's not really about that. It's just about divorcing him, taking half his money, getting alimony.
Doesn't she have her own money?
Well, now she has his.
Oh, I see. She wants. Now she has his because she wants more.
Yeah, but it's crazy too because the thing about Russell Wilson, dude, you could have gotten any girl you wanted. Instead, you got a girl who had a kid with Future.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's like, yo, you think she would never do that to Future?
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, talking about Future, I don't think I'm mistaken. There was like a party where I think Future showed up or something, and Ciara actually, like, her and her man actually walked out of the party because I guess she felt uncomfortable or something. But, I don't know why he chose her, man.
Why would you want to put yourself in that type of position as a successful million? Like, you could understand if it was a dude who like didn't have no money. He was some regular guy dating with Ciara. She's rich. He's living in her mansion. She's like, yo, I'm gonna go out with my breastages out. He'd be like, well, no, don't do it.
I think that's very important. I think that's something that we want our audience to know about self-improvement, right? It goes to show that even though you have money, there's other parts of manhood, which we'll talk about in one of the episodes, right? When it comes to manhood, it needs to be a complete package, man.
You got to be developed.
Yeah, you have to be developed in certain ways to respect yourself. Just because you have money, and I've seen this all the time. I'm pretty sure you've seen it all the time. People that are socially awkward, or there's a lot of like things that people are like lacking and stuff. So, of course, as we were growing up, I'm pretty sure Jay, right? Well, we learned through experience.
Yeah, we learned through experience.
Like a lot of times, from what I've seen, there's people out there that allow other people to, sleep with their with their girlfriend, right?
That was the worst segue ever. Yeah. But since we're already here,
I had to move on, bro. I'm so sorry. I just saw the correlation between, Ciara and,
Well, so what the crazy thing is that's not even the craziest thing that happened this week in the realm of relationships in that regard, right? Because now your girl going out with her stuff showing is one thing, but you sitting in a bed watching your girl get penetrated by another man, dude. So I don't know how many of you guys know who Sneako is, right? The way I heard about Sneako was he was debating Abba and Preach, and when I heard him talking, I'm like, this kid sounds like a zealot. We gotta fight the Matrix and blah blah and that and the other. And he's 24, man.
Yeah,
he got some growing to do.
I actually discovered him going through my shorts. And every shorts that I saw of him, he's just angry, man. Like it seems like he's always like he's mad. He's going through like a phase in his life that he's upset on certain things versus like being calm and stoic, because like the way you react to things, there's always like there's always a reaction to how
Bro,
you
he's
take
always
care of things.
so. For those of you who might not be aware, apparently there's a clip rolling around of Sneako talking about how he went to like what's the word that doesn't get us kicked out of YouTube? An intimate party with multiple people.
Yeah, a family gathering.
An intercourse party. He went to an
Yes,
intercourse party,
intercourse party. Yeah.
and in that, he was apparently engaging in relations with another woman, and he saw his woman, supposedly that he claims he loves, getting intercoursed on by another man. So this dude, and mind you, this isn't pre that he found the red pill days. This is like during the red pill days, and he's out here talking about like, yeah, she was there, and I was watching it, and she was like, I'm like, oh man, this is crazy, and it gave me PTSD. Like, dude, what the
Yeah.
And here's the thing with Sneako, he put himself in that position where a lot of people who he would make videos from what I saw, kind of like making fun of people who found themselves in difficult situations or who were in rough times. I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like kind of like calling them weak and saying like, "Oh man, this dude is a beta, this dude is a simp, blah blah blah." Like, dude, and your girl's out here getting banged by other dudes, bro. Once again, another fraud has been exposed. That's three. We got 7 episodes in, and we're already 3 frauds in these. And the crazy thing is that this is the face of the manosphere. These are the face that people choose to hold up on the manosphere.
Yeah, and it's dangerous because, like, the younger you are, from what I've seen, the bigger your audience is, and people watch that and people follow that as well. So it's kind of dangerous, because kids are gonna watch that, they're gonna think that's okay, right? And then there's also gonna be those people that are like, wait a minute, like I see that he's being hypocritical, but at the same time, I'm not able to get girls. I'm not able to do this. Maybe I could get girls if I allow my girl to do this and that. That opens segues to other things.
And the thing about that is, this is a guy who's like supposedly talking about red pill and the manosphere and being a man and what it takes to be a man and blah blah. He got, number one, he did that. Number two, he got called out on it, and then he starts inviting people to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll fight you, I'll fight you, I'll fight. I don't care, I'll fight.
Yeah, and then that's like another new thing I've seen on YouTube. People are like inviting people to fight. Like there's like brawls. I've never seen anyone actually do it except like the Jake Paul brothers.
Yeah, but that's organized. There's some people
they do it for money. So
yeah, no, I watched an episode of some guy talking trash to some dude called the Amazing Lucas, and I think the Amazing Lucas was like, I'll fight you for money, and the guy's like, now I'll fight you for free. So so look, this are 2 steps when you're becoming a man. The first step in this generation that I noticed, the first step is you have like an angry phase, and then the final form that I think like that shows like a really strong, stoic, capable man is Jocko Willink, right? You don't see him angry. Ain't nobody tougher than him. Navy SEAL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he talks like this. Any question you ask him, hey dad, where's the salad? I've seen the salad, son. I've seen rows of salad getting picked. I hope you don't ever see the salad. Like, all right, dude, I'm just asking you a question. So, this guy Sneako, I hope he's okay. I mean, I do, because
I hope he's okay.
Because like, bro, you're admitting that your girl's getting banged.
Yeah, he got canceled too. He got canceled off YouTube, Twitch. I think right now.
It seems like he's shooting himself in the foot constantly, one way or another.
Yeah, he's constantly talking about the Matrix and all this stuff.
He's 20. What? He's 24. That dude.
Yeah, I think he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah, guys.
You should know better by now.
And also, guys, if you're in your mid-20s, you got no business taking advice from mid-20-year-olds on things that take 30, 40 years to cultivate and develop.
Yep.
You want advice, get it from Jocko Willink, get it from Joe Rogan, get it from Jordan Peterson, get it from older people.
Get it from the Jaycast.
Get it from the Jaycast, you know what I mean? Selling merch, coming soon.
Yep.
Get it from people who are much older than you. And, at least 10 years older than you. 5, 10 years older than you at the very minimum. Because they have more experience than you. But this guy's just been talking about the Matrix. And the thing about being alpha and beta, look, it's about having a spine. Okay? Do you have a spine? Can you say no? That's it. That's all it is. Ask me for $1, JC.
Yo.
No. You see that?
I feel like a beta now, bro. What the hell? What's going on?
Yeah, look, guys, the thing in life, and Elliot Halls too. This new Elliot Halls, he's a family man, Catholic. I think he'd be a pretty good role model to follow. you know, just know how to say no. Know how to say no to people. Know how to say no to your girl. Know how to say no to your wife. That doesn't mean be disagreeable all the time
or rude while you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself. Say no, and that's it, bro. Like the whole thing about you just gotta just beat your chest and invite people to fight. No, but I mean it's almost cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's almost cartoonish, and
it kind of reminds me of I saw this video that was going on in I think it's I forgot what state it was, but it was a councilman actually. Did you see that video? It was trending, bro.
You sent it to me, and I didn't watch it. You said, so what was it? Like the councilmen were about to throw hands?
Yeah, he was about to throw hands to the CFO of that city. I don't remember the name of the city. I just know it was the state of New Jersey.
So wait, where was this though? So wait, where was it in the council chambers? Was it like outside?
Bro, it was in the council chambers, bro. This guy was beating his chest, all alpha and stuff. I don't know what he was upset about. He was upset about something, but the thing is, whatever it was, it might have been death or something. You always have to represent, right?
Dude,
especially if you're a politician.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think the guy, so it was, his name was Michael Jackson, actually.
Yeah, that I do remember. Yeah, it was Michael Jackson.
I remember, Michael Jackson, the councilman.
I think that was the name of the actual video, Michael Jackson.
Wait a minute. Why would he do that?
Councilman Jackson.
Why is he gonna try to antagonize somebody? Shut up, man. I would love for you to do that.
Councilman Jackson.
You make your way over
here. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson.
Councilman Jackson, no. Councilman Jackson, no. Councilman Jackson, no.
Hey, point of order.
No.
Point of order.
No, Mike, no.
Listen.
No, Mike, no. We got you. Mike, we got
Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson.
Councilman Jackson, we got you.
Councilman.
Please sit down.
Councilman Jackson.
Please.
Madam B.
Please, brother.
Just sit, please have a seat. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Jackson. Listen. Listen. Listen to this. Now, you know why?
You don't have to be scared.
Nah.
I forgot what time this was, but apparently people were airing out their grievances in the chamber, right? And then one of the people got mad because the CFO, or he's also a councilman, the CFO guy, right?
No. He's just the CFO of that city. But I don't know if he was on his phone. I don't know what. Supposedly he was antagonizing the.
He was on his cell phone while people were airing out their grievances.
Oh, okay.
And so when people, obviously, you're airing out your grievances, and you're airing out your grievances to the council that you happen to be sitting on.
Yes.
And then people were like, this is happening. What are we going to do about this? What are we going to do? And then I guess they got upset that clearly you're not paying attention to them. So he started mocking them or something like that.
Yeah, I know he told the guy, I think he told the guy, I can't believe you're doing this and that. And then I think he got up and he was going to swing at the guy.
Yeah, no. Then, so Michael Jackson was like, why are you antagonizing the people, man?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? And then Michael Jackson, it's about to be a thriller. Because he was like, so Michael Jackson, now it's coming back to me. So Michael Jackson was like, why would you do that? I guess the CFO said something back to him. And Michael Jackson was like, I would love for you to come over here and make me or do that.
Yeah,
and then they both got up and they got face to face.
Yeah.
And then one of I guess it's another Hispanic councilman was like, Councilman Jackson. No, Councilman Jackson, no.
And guys, you know what? I will put this video on the description. And we've been doing lately. You guys, we just created a brand new channel. You'll see more short clips coming up.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely put that clip up, and so that way you have an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So the Councilman Jackson, Michael Jackson, got up to the guy's face, and then the people were like, "No, Councilman Jackson, don't do it."
Say that again, Councilman what?
Councilman Jackson, no. Stop right there, Councilman Jackson. And so I think if I was Councilman Jackson, aka Michael Jackson, that right there is like Michael. That's the next was promotion.
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson. He'll literally fight for his district or his ward or whatever the case is. And they show him face to face like it's like a boxing match.
It seems like he has some street cred because the lady that was talking, the person of that was talking, I guess, in the council chamber, she was saying that, oh, you don't want Michael Jackson. We all know what Michael Jackson could do, what he's capable of. When I heard that, I'm like, what the hell? He has some street cred or something.
Not even. Well, who knows? Maybe he might have been an athlete. Maybe that might have been a teacher who knows him or something like that. But yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like, I think as the years go by, we're gonna be seeing more and more of fights in politics.
Politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting to a point where people have become comfortable disrespecting certain people through screens and but when it comes to face, it seems like when it comes to conflict, people kind of calm down and stuff. So yeah, I definitely do see that happening now.
Look, I mean, all it takes is one person to be like, yo, screw this, I'm not putting up with this no more. Let's go right now. And at the end of the day, man, like, there has to be respect, man. I don't have to agree with what you're saying. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna like call you out your name. Some people take disrespect really seriously, man. Some people take disrespect really seriously. So,
do you think that was alpha of him?
A total alpha move, bro.
Yeah.
Total alpha move. Sneako, no way Sneako's criticizing that guy.
Yeah.
But you know what else was an alpha move? I don't know if you guys heard with China brokering a peace deal with between Saudi Arabia and Iran. You heard about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
So for those of you who are not aware, apparently Saudi, with all the beef going on in the world, Ukraine, Russia, the United States, and everybody, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Councilman Jackson and the CFO.
Councilman Jackson.
For all the beef going on, apparently, even though Saudi Arabia and Iran are both majorly Muslim countries, one of them is a Sunni and one of them is a Shia. Shia, I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Shiite.
Yeah. And obviously they've been beefing for years. I think those Muslim factions, have been beefing for years, and so recently China shows up and basically saying, guys, come on, man, what are you guys doing? Is there where you guys can get along? Can you guys calm down? Blah blah. And Saudi Arabia, understanding that China is one of the biggest customers of Saudi Arabian oil, they're like, you know what? We'll you're a customer. You've been a good customer. We'll calm down a little bit. So they seems like they might be brokering a peace deal.
Wow, that's crazy. It seems like everything goes back to oil, man.
Yeah, but oil is money. Everything goes back to money and money. Selling, buying, customers. The real concern here is China. Remember I told you last episode, China was also in peace talks with, or trying to get Russia and Ukraine to kind of chill.
Yeah.
So you have China kind of stepping up and making their voices be heard in the global stage. Something that America used to always do. What do you think that's going to do to the whole, how the world looks at the
power decision?
Yeah, and as I was coming here, I didn't get a chance to read everything. Honduras says, you know what, we're going to kind of side with China a little bit here instead of Taiwan.
Wow.
That is big. That is
power
huge,
moves, man. In Central America too.
That is huge and worrisome because right now, whatever the United States says goes. Right, that's the hegemony of the world. Whatever the United States says goes. China right now is saying, hey guys, let's do this. And before people used to be like, man, what listen to? Now it's like, Now we're getting right?
Yeah.
And what that means is, again, a bipolar world instead of a bipolar world, a multipolar world instead of a unipolar world where the Americans call the shots. Potentially, and this is a scary one, oil is denominated in U.S. dollars. Saudi Arabian oil, I believe, is denominated in U.S. dollars, right? My understanding is that if you're Japan and you want to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, you first have to get dollars, yen, whatever the Japanese currency is. You have to get dollars. You have to take yen, convert it to dollars, and then with those dollars, you buy oil and then you import oil, right? Well, I think this whole thing with China brokering a peace deal with Saudi Arabia and Iran, or a potential peace deal, is one step closer for them to kind of convince Saudi Arabia to de-dollarize and possibly, this would be crazy if it happens, but possibly use Chinese yen to denominate, oil exchanges in Saudi Arabia.
Wow, that'll definitely devaluate the dollar, man.
That'll be, I think overnight it'll devaluate the dollar. I think right now what will end up happening is all our allies will buy oil in dollars and all Chinese allies will buy oil in the Chinese currencies. What do you think about that?
Damn, I think that's a crazy power move for China, man.
That's a good move for them, like in a geopolitical standpoint.
Definitely. I don't see it happening long term. I think just people are very distracted with the whole Ukraine and Russian war, what's going on right now, and there's just a lot of stuff going on over there in the Eastern, Europe countries. But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening long term.
I don't know, man. If China could at least at the very minimum present themselves as the adults in the geopolitical stage, because right now the United States is not doing it. You know what I mean? If China could present themselves as the adults at least and bringing order to the world, I mean, they can pretty much have a big say.
Yeah, but I also think China is too dependent on globalization, and I think once we are able to bring like raw materials and create things here, made in USA stuff, I think that's definitely going to impact their economy. And hopefully, hopefully, fuck it, from the USA, man. But hopefully, we do that, and then that'll end globalization, and then that'll tank their economy, right?
I think so because they make a lot of money with the West buying their stuff.
Yeah.
If the West stops buying their stuff, you know what I mean? Like, what's gonna happen then?
And we're also moving away from. There's also natural gas and stuff, and still homes that use oil. But we're moving away to, we're moving towards EV cars, which, again, I know we mentioned before, we're going to definitely cover EV cars and, how it's really...
I mean, we'll cover it now really quickly. Because, look, for EV cars, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it stuff comes from, I don't want to say precious metals, but rare metals, right?
Yeah.
And those rare metals heavily seem to be found in Africa. China already has their foot in Africa, big time, loaning out to these countries. So if the next war is going to be for EVs and rare metals and stuff like that, China already seems to be ahead of the game.
You don't see us. I mean, you're correct on that. I'm not that educated or familiar when it comes to Africa. I would like to hope that America owns some of Africa or, some mines and everything, that's going on over there. But I know for a fact that there is a few countries, or I should say a few, I don't know if they're considered provinces. No, not provinces. States are they considered?
In Africa?
Yeah.
Well, Africa's a...
Oh, yeah, the countries in Africa, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that there's countries out there that did deals with China so they could build they could build their infrastructure and knowing that they can't pay back the loans. So obviously,
China's gonna be like, don't pay us back, but we own this mine right here.
We own this mine. We own your country and we influence your politics. So at that point, you're correct. Damn, dude. China has power.
And I'm we're pro America here, but the amount of what I could only call negligence, man, from the United States politicians is like, guys, you're not seeing what's going on here. Like, can we look? It's obvious. You know how close Taiwan is? Taiwan is as close, let's say, as Florida is to Cuba. Now, look up the map, guys. Look up the map. See how close Florida is to Cuba, right? And you'll notice that's how close Taiwan is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, look, you have to just accept the fact that maybe China might just take Taiwan, or they might do something. What are we concerned about? The chip factories, chip manufacturing. Well, let's make moves. Let's start bringing...
I think they started doing that.
Right.
But again...
Should have been done that.
Yeah, when it comes to energy, I don't know what we should do, but I hopefully America's making moves in Africa.
But it doesn't look like it, dude. Yeah. Right now, America seems to be focused on this whole Ukraine Russia thing. China's not too involved. China's just selling stuff, buying oil, and making geopolitical moves.
Yeah.
You see Honduras is siding with China now. Like, dude, this does not look
great for
the United States, dude.
Yeah.
And what are we worried about? Using the proper pronouns?
Yeah. Well, that's it's a whole other topic.
I mean, there's a time and place, bro, but right now it's not the time. Right now it's not the place, dude. And then Xi Jinping now is like the president for life.
Officially.
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
He won like the majority vote 400-0. Everybody was afraid to vote 0.
That is insane, man.
So
he's literally a definition of a dictator, man.
Yeah. But it seems like he's a dictator that seems to still want China to be ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the United States is about to do. Meanwhile, we're dealing with bank runs, banks collapsing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it kind of reminds me of what you mentioned earlier in the last episode. Actually, was it 2 episodes ago when we mentioned Nayib Bukele? when we were saying that he's currently a good president, but like
I am curious to see what he's gonna do, dude.
Yeah.
Like, where's he gonna lean? Because right now it doesn't seem like it seems like he's just making things happen. Like, first off, I'm cleaning my country, from what you told me.
Yeah.
Second off, I don't care what anybody says. You don't have to live with these criminals. Some dude, you sent me a video when you were talking about him. Some dude was like, yeah, these are human rights violations, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And people are just saying, look, you don't have to live with this, bro. You don't have to live with this constantly all the time.
Yeah.
Your kids, being taken, forced to join gangs or worse,
I'm just kind of afraid, if he gets reelected, which I'm sure he will next year, they have the same laws as America when it comes to reelection. And once he's done with his 2 terms, who's the next person that's going to come in? Will they destroy everything that he worked for? You know what I mean? Like the administration and stuff.
Look, here's the way politics, I believe, works. It's openly criticizing the positions of your opponent, but secretly adopting them. Secretly adopting the ones that worked to keep everything going. Because, like, oh, that's messed up what he's doing, but deep down, everybody knows somebody had to do it.
Yeah, talking about criticizing, there was a video that came out 2 weeks ago about the president of Colombia criticizing what Nayib Bukele was doing with his country, because what he's doing is good, but of course, there's casualties, and I think we covered this on the last episode, that there's a lot of young people, right? There's a lot of young people that got incarcerated. And what he was saying is that, he's incarcerating the criminals, but it looks really, really, really sad seeing young people in jail. And, that's not the way to do things. We kind of did the same thing, which I've never heard of,
I've heard of Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, I've heard of Pablo Escobar. But not to bash Colombia, but it's like...
I love Colombia.
It's like, bro, man, like, you see another president doing work, and he's doing something that's working and stuff. Instead of criticizing him, you guys should get together and say, hey, I see what you're doing is working. How can we work together and help each other out and, do something?
At the very least, be like, I like what he's doing, but how can we do it without the perceived... And I say perceived because we don't really know what's going on. We don't know how many of those people are criminals or how many of them are not. But what can we do... to adopt what he's doing and remove what seem to be perceived human rights violations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that Nayib, was he Nayib?
Yeah, Nayib Bukele.
Nayib Bukele. The fact that he's doing his thing, man, like, and people love him, bro. Like, how can you not love him? I think look, sometimes...
I think I sent you the speech where he was talking about, how he wants to, like, better his country and all this stuff. And then it was crazy because he was having a speech and he named 3 politician parties that were in power. Mm-hmm. He's like, you see those guys right there? Yeah, those guys that were the political powers that were giving guns to children instead of giving them laptops, which I provided to all the children. Yeah. So you have to have balls. Of course, he's the president. He has the army's protection right there. But imagine... He has
the level of the people, too.
Yeah. Imagine, like, the Republicans, Democrats, and, like, I mean, they do it as well, but, like, imagine, like, a new party arises and says, yeah, Republicans and Democrats... Like, I'm the new person in power.
It's on me, and I'm 40.
And I've resolved all the issues. And those people right there. Those are the guys that were in war and all this other stuff.
Good. I'm glad. So, yo, kick him, throw him out, bro. Throw him to the garbage, bro.
Yeah, man.
Throw him to the garbage.
So he has balls. The guy has balls, man.
Repentino por El Salvador. Si hasta hace poco no sabían a dónde quedaba en el mapa. De repente, en estos 3 años han surgido todas las preocupaciones. ¿Y antes dónde estaban? ¿Dónde estaban cuando estos partidos de la esquina reclutaban niños y los obligaban a matar? Ahí están. Arena, el FMLN. Reclutaban niños para mandarlos a matar. Nosotros les damos computadoras y laptops. Ellos los reclutaban para mandarlos a matar. ¿A dónde estaban? El Salvador es un país libre, soberano e independiente. Tomamos nuestras propias decisiones. Eso lo tiene que tener claro el mundo entero. Queremos tener buenas relaciones con otros países. Queremos ser aliados, amigos, socios. Pero de verdad, amigos, aliados, socios. Pero no colonia, ni patio trasero, ni patio delantero, como le quieren decir ahora. Nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par. Pero no permitiremos que nos vengan a decir qué hacer.
That's the beautiful thing about. So that's crazy, right? In politics, you can either get a Nayib Bukele or you can get a Ocasio-Cortez. That's some stuff, bro. No, but I'm not gonna bash AOC. I don't agree with her politics, but I'm not a basher. Freaking the whole thing with Nayib Bukele, to keep talking about him, is when people from what you told me. Obviously, I'm not an expert on this. I haven't read about it as much as you have, but from what people tell me in general, if you have a situation that's gotten so dire that you have to declare war on it, with war comes casualties. Yeah. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's easy for us to say we're not in a war zone, right? But something has to get done eventually, bro. And for the people to actually be applauding what people are calling human rights violations, right? Because people are like, oh, the human rights violation. Like, the public seems to be okay with this.
Yeah, the actual citizens of.
I can walk to the store and not get shot.
Yeah.
Oh wow, these are things we take for granted, and people who are criticizing it, to me, it doesn't seem like they know how rough it is, man.
I think they're also doing Miss Universe next year in El Salvador, which is kind of wild, right?
That's good
to host a huge pageant like that over there.
And refresh my memory, El Salvador also has access to both sides of the ocean, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Yes, they do.
I don't know, man. Nayib Bukele, if he keeps doing his thing, man, he can make.
Actually, wait. I think they only have access to Pacific. Actually.
Oh, well, whatever the case is, if Nayib Bukele can keep doing his thing, man, we were talking last week.
Yeah.
What gets me kind of annoyed is that in America, right? People say, "Oh, we ship jobs overseas," and it's like, why couldn't you ship it to South America? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Why couldn't you ship it to South America? What's wrong with South? Why do you have to go all the way to Asia? Why not Brazil? Why not Chile? Why not Colombia? Why not all these other countries?
Do you think it's the labor cost? No, right? Because they have to do the whole import tax and all that.
I mean, the whole thing.
Well, they would have.
It could have been. We have NAFTA.
Yeah.
With Canada, Mexico, and the United States, and how commercially speaking, it's been pretty good for them, not as good for us, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
We could have had an entire thing up and down from the top of Canada to the tip of Chile. And for whatever reason,
do you think it's other countries that haven't agreed, or?
I think during that time when moves were happening, it was political turmoil, too much political turmoil. Every other year, one country had a civil war.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot. That was like the fight, against communism.
Yeah. And then the last thing you want to do is move all your production to a group of people that says we need to seize the means of production.
So that's what probably happened. Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Bukele. Like, history. I think people can say this is a cop out, but history will judge whether he did a good job or not. And at the end of the day, if people are peaceful, they'll say, hey, some of the stuff he did was messed up, but it's, it seems like it worked out for the country as a whole. And not one of those people in those videos was without a massively large tattoo all over the place.
Yeah.
I didn't see not one person without a tattoo, so.
Yeah. And when it comes to other countries too, you notice that there's a lot of, I guess you can say there's a lot of families, right, that have a lot of kids and stuff like that. And I mean, here in America, have you heard about anyone having a lot of kids or having a lot of wives or something?
Not personally, but I don't know if you've seen the video going around with some dude talking about he had 7 kids with seven different women.
Wait, what? Where's this guy from?
From America, I'll tell you that.
What?
But yeah, dude put out a video talking about like that he had 7 kids and 7 different women, and some of those women were married. Dude,
what the?
Sneako, where you at?
Yeah, right.
We need you. Nah, but all jokes aside, man. Dude had 7 kids, and he actually made a video talking about how he told them that he didn't want no kids, and he's not gonna be in their lives and whatever. Wow. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Man, you're already a scumbag for being married and cheating on your husband. All right, you're placing the blame on the woman. Let's start with the person who had the decision, who allowed the person to go in. Dude, you don't want any kids. Why are you going in raw in a woman that you don't want any kids with? You know what I mean? And this dude, that should have been taken down, in my opinion. You want to in this game that we're playing about taking down sensitive topics or topics that people might not agree, bro. You're giving people who already look unfavorably on some men, right? You're giving them like a thing. Look, there's another man out here talking about how he has 7 kids and he's not gonna take care of any of them. You see how men are deadbeat? You're giving them that.
platform to
you even a platform to be like, yeah, I have 7 kids and I'm not gonna take care of none of them, and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and third. And I'm gonna say this: Anton Daniels, he actually had him on his platform, and I like Anton Daniels, but what bothered me is like, I tried to get on that panel too, but I couldn't. What bothered me is, I like Anton. I'm actually a Patreon member for Anton Daniels. I think he does pretty decent work for outside of that he said. It's like, bro, why are you having this dude on the channel? What purpose does a guy who has 7 kids that he doesn't want to take care of, what purpose he's gonna serve for self-development? Just don't do that. No, duh. At this age, you gotta be told not to have 7 kids with 7 different women.
Was there a lot of viewers?
Yeah, man, that's another.
For the views.
And they were joking around with this guy and having fun, having a good time. Like, that's not funny, bro. Yeah. That's not funny. Because if it would have been a woman with 7 kids, that would have been going in on her.
Yeah,
they weren't going in on this guy.
Oh, they weren't?
They weren't going in on this guy. And I'm not saying that there's like a bias or whatever, because I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to do. But bro, that dude should have been brought on that panel. And everybody should have been like, don't be like this dude.
Yeah.
Don't do what this dude
as an example, not to follow. Yeah.
Dude is talking about like, yo, guys, you know the havoc that gets caused in fatherless homes. And your idea is to bring a guy who made 7 fatherless homes on a panel.
Were they like praising him or something?
They weren't praising him, but it was like they were joking around with him. Like, bro, the black community has to ostracize themselves from that.
They have to even condemn that shit.
Condemn that. Yeah. Like, don't even bring him on. Like, yo, yeah, he did that. That's not us. That's not what we stand for.
The exile him. Like, hey, you know what? You're no longer part of the community.
Yeah, we don't want you part of this community. Get the freak out.
Make them feel some sort of way.
Nah, we don't even care how you feel, bro. Get the freak out. And nah, bro, come on, man. Then they bring him on the panel to joke around and just push that toxicity. You know what I mean? Dude should not have been on. There's nothing about him that represents, like, oh, this channel represents growth and progress and getting your money up.
It's crazy. You said toxicity, and then masculine toxicity came to my head, but
that's another thing too. Look, these women, bro.
I just don't understand. I'm still trying to figure out what that means, man.
I don't know, bro.
I just know toxicity, but I never,
toxic masculinity could be that. Part of that. The dude's like, yeah, I told these women I'm not taking care of these 7 kids, and I don't care, and I moved to Ghana, and I'm like, ladies will hear this and still have kids with this dude. Wow. Still let this dude go in raw. 7 kids in, bro.
Do you think something innate that tracks a woman to that?
Bro, like I'm attracted to a lot of hot women. I'm not going in raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Now that you're mentioning that, there was this clip that I saw on the Joe Rogan podcast. Unfortunately, Joe Rogan's on Spotify, but he still does put clips on his channel.
I like Joe Rogan, though.
Bro, so he was talking about how innately men look for a woman that's attractive, right? Obviously, we look at physical things. Yeah. And when we find a woman, we obviously, for the majority, I would like to hope, we know that, is she going to be wifey or not going to be wifey? And when we make that decision in our brain, because we're programmed to spread our seed, we're just like, we just smash what we want. That I guess everyone really wants to like smash Rob. Obviously, there's STDs and consequences and stuff like that. But we innately go towards, those physical, those women that even though they're physically beautiful, they might not be, have mother traits, that you wouldn't want to have.
I think that's that episode. Yeah.
And he's like, innately us as male, we just go, we have relationships with them, sexual, intercourse and all that stuff, knowing that we're not going to marry them and stuff.
But we don't care about that.
Yeah, we don't care. We just don't care. It's just like it's part of our programming.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I kind of get what the guy did. Of course, it's not right.
Well, look, any guy can get what the guy did. Like, oh yeah, you want to do that? You want to go in raw? Every guy can understand that. But dude, don't have kids, man. Use a condom. And then the ladies, the dude telling you he doesn't want a kid. Why are you getting pregnant? There's a morning after plan.
And that's what I wanted to correlate to. I'm wondering if there's something in a woman that attracts them to a quality. That's not even quality, bro. That's a scumbag. But is there something about his actions that attracts a woman?
I don't know. I'm so tired of investigating these type of like dynamics between the sexes.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, no, for real. Like I'm just tired, bro. It's like, bro, I don't even care no more.
But there has to be something there, bro. There has to be something that makes a woman think, okay, this is a deadbeat.
This guy straight up says, 5 kids, and it's so funny.
I want that.
Like, it's so funny because the guy's like, yeah, and I tell them like they ain't going to my place. He has like a southern accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we gotta meet at a hotel or whatever that the women probably pay for. That's the funny thing.
What?
That part I don't know, but it's like, so you don't know where this guy lives. You don't know anything about this dude, and you're letting him. And you're married. Some of these women were married.
Wow.
And you're letting this dude go in raw and having a kid with you and some other dude. Bro, this is and that's what got me so mad about when Anton Daniels had this dude on the panel. Because, like, this dude should not even be here, man.
Yeah.
This dude shouldn't even be on your panel, bro. What the freak do you... Like, why? It should
probably,
be like, don't do this, let's move on.
Yeah,
let's talk about money.
It was probably, I don't know, the views.
Most likely.
Yeah, probably trying to, get a trending topic or something. But yeah, again, like, if you have a platform, like, at least here in the Jake podcast,
we want to bring
quality people, high quality people.
Pat Bet David type people.
Yeah, people. Yeah, exactly. People that will bring value to you, and hopefully move humanity towards the positive direction versus people that are just making society degenerates and stuff. That's without responsibilities.
And the guy was like, well, it's not. He was kind of trying to say that it wasn't his fault because he told them. Right? He told them they don't want no kids.
Wow.
And it's like, bro, you both did it. You should have had a condom. When you have sex, there's a chance that that the person might get pregnant, right? And then the lady, you're letting some guy you don't really, it's not even your husband, that you don't know. You're letting some guy just going raw and busting you, and you're not even like, no morning after pill, no nothing, you're not on birth control.
It just reminds me of like she's the source, right? Like when it comes to IT, the source IP. Mm-hmm. She's the source, and the destination. Well, actually, the destination would be her as well. But it's kind of crazy how, like, back to that guy, like, again, I know you said that you're not even trying to like understand anymore when it comes to the dynamics between male and female.
I'm just so tired about
that.
But
I try to think like, bro, is there anything, any piece of humanity in you that feels bad leaving a woman with your child and not taking care?
The guy didn't seem to show any remorse. The guy was just more like, hey, I told him, and
so was he like proud?
He was borderline that.
Was he laughing?
He wasn't laughing. He was making jokes.
Wow.
And it's like,
crazy,
and here's the thing. Then all men get judged off of that guy.
Yep.
It could be a million men going out and condemning that.
They should be platforming good men.
They should, but they don't. They should be platforming Elliot Hulse type guys.
Yeah.
But what do? They're like, oh, that guy's kind of...
You know what happens? People like Elliot, they see that and they no longer want to be on that platform.
Yeah,
because they see that, bro. They're like, before they go on a platform, they research the hosts and stuff. They're like, wait, on that platform, they're bringing on guys that they're basically deadbeat dads. I don't want to be on that.
And after a while, man, the whole thing about like what we brought him on just to show you, like, we wanted to get his side of the story. Like, what is there? Like, and I'm just saying that I don't know why Anton brought him on, but what side of the story do you want to hear about a guy who had 7 women pregnant?
Yeah, it sounds like some Jerry Springer type shit.
Yeah, it's like
that shit's probably dating us.
You don't want your platform to be associated with that. Number one,
to be tainted.
And as a community, right, in the black community, you don't want to bring this guy on board and joke around with him and laugh and make jokes and dudes making jokes and everybody's laughing. It's like, bro, no, man, no. It should be, guys, you see this? Don't do that. If you're gonna do scumbag stuff, wear protection.
Yeah.
At least protect the community. At the very minimum, you don't want to protect yourself. Do it for protection of the community. Because once you have kids out of wedlock and they're not growing up without their dad and they don't have masculine figures out there, the kid becomes somewhat of an issue to the community if he's not guided properly. And they don't care. They just don't care.
I think that's a good example where I'm pretty sure you've seen certain podcasters that kick off people off their platform. But that's a perfect example where I would basically say what you said. This is an example of what you shouldn't be. I'll let them talk like three, maybe a minute or two, and just kick them off. Be like, yo, get off the platform.
No.
I just want to show. No, that's what I would. I'll be like, I just want to show the audience this is something you shouldn't.
Honestly, dude, everything he needed to say.
Or you wouldn't even put him on.
I wouldn't even put him on. Everything that he needed to say. He said on that TikTok video that he put.
Oh, he did a TikTok
video?
Yeah,
he's like, yo, let me tell you something. I had 7 kids, and I told these women, I don't want no 7 kids. I don't want no kids, and they still had them anyway. Wow. And some of these women were married, and it's like, they're both wrong. Obviously, the guy and the woman is wrong. But it's like,
he definitely did it for clout, man. He did it for clout. He did a TikTok video. He's like, you know what? It's something that people would want to watch, even though they don't agree on.
We're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it just gets me annoyed because it's like that doesn't move us forward as much as we would like.
Yeah.
But whatever. Like I said, man, I'm not even worried about that anymore. I'm gonna put my kids in private school. even if it means I can't get the new Lambo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Phantom.
That Phantom, the doors. Yeah, man. Talking about schools, man, I am very, very speculative when it comes to that because the things that they're showing now in school, and it's like, you don't really have that much of a, insight what's going on.
I had to put my kid in a Catholic school, bro. Like, or a school that's like Catholic foundational based.
Yeah.
I was doing some research. It's like, I think it's like 12 to 15K a year.
Yeah.
That's not so bad when you think about it.
Yeah. I was looking at the Patrick David channel. Shout out to Patrick.
Huh?
He was talking about how children's book. I don't know if you saw that.
Dude, guys, yeah. There's certain things that shouldn't be in children's
ABC
books.
book, yeah.
There's certain things that shouldn't be.
It was pretty explicit.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Like, one side is making it seem that the other side is overreacting.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're not overreacting. We don't want my kids reading this.
Like, I understand, it's freedom of speech, and it is freedom of speech, right?
But when it comes to school, there's certain things that cannot be taught in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the whole, when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to certain situations, being an adult, there's limitations to that. And I think that it has to come to a point where it's like we should set standards that don't allow certain viewpoints to reach our children, right?
At a young age. Because I think obviously being part of an adult, being able to be exposed to certain things. But at kindergarten, why does my kid need to learn that at kindergarten?
Yeah.
Or at 5th grade, really, before they even get developed. And, what's the big deal? Like, well, the big deal is I don't want my kid exposed to something before they're ready.
When it comes to that, that's one thing I've noticed. When it comes to people that are like, well, what's a big deal? You have to like kind of analyze the situation. Because once you're an adult, you understand that when you're a child, you could be influenced easily.
Yeah.
And when you're fighting back on that and you're like, oh, but it's not a big deal. Even though you're an adult, it's a big deal. It becomes kind of like being kind of like a predator if you think about it.
It's grooming.
Yeah,
it's borderline kind of grooming.
Because that a child could get influenced basically by reading or by having, repetitive behavior constantly.
We could understand that a children raised in a military school has a high chance of joining the military.
Yeah.
How can we not understand this for like the other stuff?
So knowing that and being an adult, and being conscious and stuff, it comes to a point that you kind of observe everything that's going on. You're like, wait a minute. This guy understands, or this group of people or whatever, they understand that, certain things are going to influence children. Why not wait for them to become an adult and make their own decisions? Yes, right. Instead of enforcing it on them.
Yeah, you wouldn't let gang members with the flag and the tattoos. Oh, today is a Lion King or Crip person gonna read to your kid. Like,
why do you think we don't allow gangs in schools, man? Imagine if that was a thing. Like, hey,
I identify as a
gang member and stuff. Of course not, man.
Yeah, but guys. We can go on, but
yeah, guys, just know, we're not against anything. We just want to make sure that the children are protected.
There are certain lines that need to be drawn.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
It. Especially as it relates to the kid. If we're not able to fight for our kids, then what's the point of? We're not fighting for the future. The kids are the future.
Yeah, the future.
If we want a better future, it starts with our kids. It doesn't start with removing gas stoves off your kitchen.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna end it now. As always, thanks for listening. We're going to have more materials for you. We're going to get a better mic set up.
Yeah, make sure to like, subscribe the channel, and also, share it as well.
And we're going to cut clips so you guys can, listen to just the parts that you guys like.
Yep, definitely.
All right, guys. Peace.
Until next time.